What is up, my farts, mellows, and smart fellas? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm finally, after like months, making a new video about robots versus humans. Now, ever since I made my last video on robots versus humans and how it got deleted and everything, people were like, well, when are you gonna make the next video? When's the next video coming out? You know, you said you were gonna make a video about, like, reviewing all the armor sets and this and that. And, you know, ever since the game came back, people have been informing me, geez, sorry for the stutter, but people have been informing me that the game has come back. They've been informing me that I should probably make a video about that, you know, and inform people that it's back. And, well, as you can see, I've been putting that out for quite a long time. But yes, the rumors are true, the game is back, and it has been back for quite a little while now, right? So, yeah, if you're still interested in robots versus humans, you can absolutely go and play it. The link will be in the description below. And for all you who already have played robots versus humans, you don't need to worry because none of your progress in robots versus humans is being deleted, right? Even though the game got deleted, all your items and everything you earned during the time that the game wasn't deleted is still there. So you still have access to all your money, you still have access to all your armors, you still have access to all your game passes if you bought any, you still have access to literally everything. Like, none of your progress has been deleted when the game got deleted, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm gonna talk a little bit about why I stopped making videos in this game, and you know, why it's been taking me quite a while to make even this video. And well, the reason for that is just because the game kind of isn't interesting to me anymore. And that's not to say that the game is bad. You know, I absolutely don't think that Robots vs. Humans is bad or anything. Like, I still think it's a pretty interesting game. However, right now, as it stands, I play it a lot more casually than I do competitively, like I used to, right? Like before, when the game first came out, I played it like every single day. You know, I AFK farmed every single day. You know, I was trying to get like every single item and every single block in the game. I was trying to max out everything, and you know, eventually I kind of got tired of it, right? And today, I mean, I still do play the game, but I play it like maybe like once or twice a week, and I do it like super casually, like maybe 2 hours on the days that I do play it or something. So yeah, I just kind of lost interest in the game, and I think the main reason for that is because of like really two things. The first thing is that a lot of the fun things, or the things that I considered to be fun in the game before, got either removed or nerfed or like changed in some way to make them less fun. Like, for example, in the old version of the game, you used to be able to make like cars and vehicles and all that stuff using the rotator block. You'd be able to like make wheels that spin forward, and you'd be able to like drive a car. And you can even like glitch yourself, I think, kind of like how you do in Build a Boat for Treasure, and you could like you know, actually control your car and like move it left and right and whatnot. And unfortunately, that feature has been removed from the game, and the reason that that feature has been removed from the game is because the developer of the game, unfortunately, considered that feature to be a little bit unfair, because you could like outrun the robots, you could outspeed the robots, and it was like, you know, it was kind of hard for robots to catch up to you. But like, I mean, I think cars were actually pretty fair in the game, because I saw them getting stuck on things a lot, like getting stuck on like obstacles and cliffs and other buildings a lot. You know, they were kind of hard to steer and control, so they were like more of a gimmick than anything. Like, I haven't seen anyone who was like running the laps around the map and like absolutely dodging every robot and like smoking everyone, you know, with a car, right? I mean, I would understand why the developers would ban something like a flying machine, because a flying machine is like actually just straight up unfair. Like, you just build one and like insta-win as a human, and there's nothing that the robots can do, because even a floater, for example, can't reach that far up if you build a flying machine. So I understand why they would ban those, but like cars, man, and vehicles, so that was a little bit unfair in my opinion. And then they started like, I think they nerfed the spinners some more, so that like a lot of the blocks were heavier and they spun not as fast on those blocks, on the spinner blocks. And then in one of the recent updates, they also removed the activator block and replaced it with a like a landmine block. Which, I mean, I like landmines. You know, I like landmines in the original version of Robots vs Humans that existed like, I don't know, like fucking a year ago or something, 2 years ago. I like that one a lot. So, you know, I'm not that mad about like mines coming back, right? But I am a little bit, tiny bit upset about them removing activator blocks, because they were also super fun to play with. You know, you could like make elevators that would like retract as soon as they detect the robot near them, so that they wouldn't accidentally pick up the robot or anything. And obviously people use them to make like semi-landmines where they would like activate TNT if a robot got close to them. So I kind of guess that replacing them with landmines kind of makes sense. But like, you know, it's a little bit, it made the game a little tiny bit less fun. And yeah, overall, I just wish they focused a little bit more on that technical side of the game, and like I wish they introduced more mechanical and machine components. And Jesus Christ, I do not know if you guys can hear that. I hope that my noise suppression on this microphone is good, but there's a huge ass fucking dump truck outside my window right now, and it's it just passed, but it braked like super fucking hard. There was it made a horrible screeching noise. But anyways, it passed now, so we're all good. But anyways, as I said, yeah, I wish that the developers focused a little bit more on those technical, mechanical blocks in the game. You know, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like they kind of neuter them more than they focus on them. But yeah, and the other reason I kind of quit the game is simply because there's no more viable ways to AFK farm. And I know this might sound bad because like people don't really like AFK farmers in this game. You know, I've definitely seen it. I've definitely seen people like ride against AFK players and whatever. And I kind of get it, because a lot of these people have complaint that AFK players like ruin their games, or like sometimes they get president, or like sometimes they you know, provide a disadvantage for whatever team they're on by being AFK, because like if they're robots, they're not exploding any humans, and if they're humans, they're not killing any robots. And I personally never came across that issue, but I think that's just because I mostly play on big servers, right? Like I've like maybe played on small servers like twice, right? And most of these people who are complaining about AFK players often complain about them being on like smaller servers, right, with like 7 players, which is a little bit more understandable, because if you're on a server with like 7 players, then you know, if 2 AFK players become robots, then the humans get an absolutely easy win, and it's so boring. But then like if you're on a server with only like 7 players, and the 2 AFK players are on the human team, then the humans are going to have a lot harder of a time surviving, which does suck. Honestly, it does suck. But yeah, I mean, one of my biggest problem with AFK farming as a whole was the discrepancy between players and how much money they would get from AFK farming, right? Because some players would AFK farm for the entire night, right? They would turn on their auto-clicker, and they would AFK farm for the entire night for like an entire 10, 12 hours, right? And they would get like $30,000 maybe from it, which is basically nothing in this game, right? That's not a lot. It definitely can buy you some upgrades, but it's like pretty much nothing, right? Especially when it comes to like strong gear, like the healing book. You know, if you want to max out the healing book, like 30k is fucking nothing. If you want to max out the evil armor or like the obsidian armor, 30k is not a lot. But then on the other hand, there were some people like me who actually ran macros and like, you know, found ways to like damage robots indirectly and all that stuff, and farm assists and whatnot. And because of that, I was getting like $200,000 a night, right? Like, well, originally I was getting like $80,000, $60,000, but eventually I improved little by little my macro, and eventually I was getting like $200,000 a night, right? Which was like absolutely just unfair. Even though Robots vs Humans is not that much of a competitive game, with that kind of money, I was pretty much able to, you know, get like really high on the leaderboards in the game without like doing anything, which is obviously unfair. It's the unfairest part of this whole thing. So yeah, when Zeke announced that he was going to be adding AFK servers to the game, I was like, you know what? Maybe they're a good thing. You know, maybe they'll like level out the playing field so that like some people don't get like a preposterous amount of money while the others get like barely any scraps. You know, maybe like even out the playing field and make like AFK farming more viable. You know, so I was thinking that, you know, maybe Zake would make it so that every night everybody you know, if you did like 10 hours of AFK farming in an AFK server, right? I thought that maybe you would get like, I don't know, $60,000 or like maybe $70,000 if he was really generous, maybe 80K. 80K is pushing it, honestly. Maybe like 60 to 70K, right? Is what you would get for 10 hours of AFK farming. You know, to kind of reach the middle ground, you know, between the poor players and the rich players. And then the update dropped, and I went to an AFK server. And do you want to know how much money it gave me for a whole night of AFK farming? It gave me $10,000. I don't even think I need to say anything. Like, what the fuck do I do with $10,000? Do I wipe my ass with that? Like, that's not even enough paper to, like, blow my nose, right? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with $10,000, man? And it wasn't even $10,000. It was 10,000 money doublers, which, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that the way that money doublers work is that when you get money, like, let's say you have 10,000 money doublers, right? When you get money, those money doublers get used and you get double the money than what you were supposed to. So, for example, if you had 10,000 money doublers and you earned $10,000 through, like, killing robots and all that stuff, instead of earning $10,000, you would earn $20,000, right? And then the money doublers would stop because you ran out of them after that point, right? I'm pretty sure that's how they work. So essentially, I got $10,000 that I had to play the game for anyway, which is like the biggest fucking spit in the face that like imaginable, right? Like that's actually just nothing, man. Like, I can farm that out in like 10 minutes, right? Like, goddamn, bro. Like, you know, so not only is AFK farming now not viable for the players who are making $200,000 a night, but it's no longer viable for the bottom of the barrel fucking AFK farmers who are making like $20,000, $30,000 a night, right? Like, it's just straight up fucking useless now. And so now, in the game, when I play the game, you know, the reason I play the game for the most part is because I like experimenting with all the blocks. I like building some goofy stuff. I like meeting people and maybe collaborating on a project when we build together. You know, I like the game for its creativity aspect the most, for building and all that stuff. And obviously to build, you need money, because if you want to unlock more building blocks, and if you want to like upgrade how many building blocks you have, you need money. And you know, some people like grinding out that money, and I don't have any problems with that. But like for me specifically, like sometimes I'll be in the game grinding it, and like, you know, just trying to get like blocks to you know, be able to experiment with and like, you know, do something cool with in the future. And I just be playing the game, like grinding out, and like 3 rounds in, I'd just be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, right? Like I would be having a self-reflection moment, like 3 rounds into a grind, and it was just not fun, man. Because like, the point of games is for them to be fun, right? For the most part, like maybe they can be like really hard or really annoying, but like maybe they'll like at least tell a really interesting story, you know, like a story that's like worth telling, like Lobotomy Corporation, for example, which is a really difficult and annoying game, but it tells a story that is honestly my favorite story in all of video gaming, right? In all of media, in all of fiction, for a matter of fact. You know, but outside of those story-driven games, the reason I play games is to have fun. And if I'm having those moments while playing a game, then obviously I'm not having fun, right? So I'm not going to be playing that game for much longer. Now, again, as I said, Robots vs. Humans is still sometimes fun for me to grind out casually, even when I'm not, like, actively, you know, creating cool new contraptions or whatever, right? But again, it's only fun for like maybe an hour or 2 hours every other day, and then after that it gets kind of boring. But yeah, anyways, with all that being said, I'm probably still gonna make a video reviewing all the armor, the fucking, what are they called? The premium armor sets that you get for Robux or prestige points. I'm probably still gonna make a video on that, but I still do have to grind out the healer armor and buy it and upgrade it and all that, so that's gonna be a bit of a a pickle. You know, it's gonna put me in a bit of a pickle for the time being. But once I get that done, I'll probably post that video, you know, reviewing all those armors. But my next video is probably gonna be about the new hatch event that's happening on Roblox. Because I'm recording this video like an hour before the hatch event happens, so I'm gonna play that event. I'm gonna get some accessories, and I'm gonna make a video seeing if it's like truly as bad as people say it is, or if it's like actually kind of sort of somewhat fun. But yeah, that armor video that I mentioned I'm gonna be making for Robots vs Humans, that's probably gonna be my last video that I do on this game. I mean, I'm probably maybe gonna make a new video on it every so often if like some crazy new update happens, you know, but like, I'm probably not gonna be making videos as actively as I used to. Yeah, that's really all. That's really all I have to say. I waffled on long enough, but yeah, that's it, everybody. I hope you understand me. I hope you go play the game if you haven't heard it's open back up and if you still enjoy it. And I hope to see you in the next video. And yeah, see you later, everybody.